Polystake, they're doing some very interesting things. As you can see here, you can earn from 8% daily all the way up to 12.5% daily. So I'm going to give you the rundown. As you can see, this just launched, 310 total users, less than a million MATIC, less than 100,000 MATIC staked into the smart contract here. So it's still very, very early. That's what we do here. We bring you contracts, or we bring you projects that that just launched, right? So wanted to make this video today to go ahead and talk about polystaker investment platform based on the Polygon chain blockchain smart contract technology. As you can see, they have a ton of different options for you to jump in and invest into. As you can see, they have this variable APR, which is pretty interesting here. And then also a 250% return on investment here. But there's some very important things that make this different from any other staker or daily ROI gap that we've normally talked about here on the channel. That's why I wanted to cover this in particular. But before we go ahead and jump into today's video about Polystaker, as we know, this is obviously on the Polygon network, and you're using MATIC tokens. You go ahead and stake your MATIC tokens for a period of time. And depending on what plan you sign up for, you can return, or you can earn a certain amount of return, right? So here, like I said, total MATIC staked, 89,000 MATIC. So still very, very early in this contract. And it's very important to point out, like, the sooner that you get into these, the better, right? In terms of making sure that you're able to get paid out the rewards that, or like the return that you've been promised, right? 313 users in the smart contract right now. So again, very, very early. Here we have their plan 1. You get 8% daily profit. That lasts for 15 days. You can withdraw anytime. In that 15 days, you will get here, if you put in like however much you wanted to, say we put in 1,000 MATIC, we'd get 1,200 back in 15 days, right? So pretty insane returns there. And that's on the first plan. If we look at their second plan here, this is a total 20-day period, 7% daily. Let's see, if we were to put 1,000 in here, we'd get 1,400 back. So total return on investment is 140%, or 40% additional to what you put in there. Also, we have this third plan, right? You have a variable 4 to 12% daily profit, and that again lasts over 20 days. If we were to put in 1,000 tokens and MATIC into this, in 20 days, we would get back 2,400, right? So pretty insane amount of return there, 240%. You can withdraw anytime, but the one that I really want to talk about is this plan here. If you look at it, this is the plan 4. In 20 days, you will get back 2,500 MATIC if you were to put in 1,000. The difference here is that you cannot withdraw any until the end of those 20 days. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and put into this first plan to kind of be able to leverage my time there, because it's the least amount here, only 15 days, so just above 2 weeks. And then I'm also going to put in 100 in here, and we're getting back 250 at the end of those 20 days. So pretty amazing stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and stake that 100 tokens right now. If you've been trying to get transactions to go through on Polygon the last couple of days, you might have been running into some issues. I know the network is very, very congested with like these dApps that are popping up, bringing more users to process transactions on the network. So what I do is I just go ahead and set my gas limits to 100. Still very, very cheap in terms of gas prices if you're comparing it to like Ethereum or anything like that. But yeah, that's what I go ahead and do myself. So as this is going through, we can see here now that we have that 100 MATIC staked. We'll be getting back 250. So This one will come first. We'll be able to pull out 120, and then 5 days later, we'll be able to pull out another 250 MATIC. So pretty insane stuff here. The hold bonus is 0.01% per day with a maximum of plus 2%. Earnings every moment, withdraw at any time. If you use plan 4, you can only withdraw after the end of your deposit. So that's what we talked about here. You can only withdraw at the end. The minimum deposit is just 5 MATIC, so less than $10. You can jump into this and be able to test it out and see how it goes. Obviously, guys, these kinds of projects, especially now that they're just kind of getting started, since we talk about them very early, this is like essentially like going to the casino. You know what I mean? Multiple things can happen, and we'll go through what those things are. But yeah, just keep that in mind that this is like the most risky stuff. So just invest only what you're willing to lose. If you're not willing to lose any money, then I recommend you don't invest, right? And what I wanted to do is go ahead and jump over to their Hayes Crypto audit. And if you are unfamiliar, Hayes Crypto is a third-party auditing company that go ahead and scans these smart contracts for any scam scripts, backdoors, or any vulnerabilities. You can see here, this is what they do. They're a professional auditing firm, third-party auditing company that works on audits based on client requests. So a new project reaches out to these, Hayes Crypto or any other third-party auditing company, asks them to review their smart contracts, and that's what they do, right? So in regards to polystaker, the polystaker smart contract were found no vulnerabilities, no backdoors, no scam scripts. The code was tested with compatible compliers and simulated manually reviewed for all commonly known and specific vulnerabilities. So polystaker smart contract is safe for use on the Polygon main network. However, you can see that they have a couple of issues here, and we're going to talk exactly what those are. This is pretty typical to see on all of these dApps because of the way that they function with these smart contracts. So the system used is called ROI and must be considered high risk. Users' principal deposits cannot be withdrawn. Users can get dividends and referral commissions. Dividends are paid from deposits of users. This is very important to understand. That's why I say that this is important to get into these things early because depending on what the contract balance is, if you jump in and a lot of people are going to be, withdrawing or making withdrawals before you get the chance to, then that could impact, you being paid out in what you put into the smart contract, right? So do always invest with proper knowledge and investigation. And then they have their optimization suggestion, which is low severity, loop, and dynamic variability. If user gets more parallel deposits with this transaction, going to cost more transaction fees because the loop of the dynamic variable is used in the withdrawal function. And this is a specific issue pertaining to Polygon as a network. This is some issues that Stable 1 V1 had run into. This is why they implemented the V2 contract. So just keep that in mind as well. And I like that when they go and do these audits, essentially like they give this report, which is essentially turns into like a white paper for a lot of these things that is broken down in a way that is easily digestible, right? So the Polystaker smart contract provides the opportunity to invest any amount of MATIC from 5 MATIC up in the contract and get 120 to 250% return on investment between 15 and 20 days if the contract balance has enough funds for payment. Again, very important to understand that statement here. If the contract balance has enough funds for the payment. All dividends are calculated at the moment of request and available for withdrawal anytime or at the end of the plan. Each subsequent deposit is kept separately in the contract to maintain the payment amount for each deposit. There is a fee on invest, so 10% of that goes to the contract owner. On reinvest, there is no fees, so just keep that in mind. Here they give a quick breakdown of the plans that we've already went through. The 4 plans, we have the 8% daily for 15 days, the 7% daily for 20, and then 4 to 12% variable for that 20 days. You can withdraw anytime on those 3. However, on this last one, you cannot withdraw until the end of those 20-day period. 12.5% daily with a 250% return on investment within those 20 days, which is absolutely insane. Like no other dApp is offering these kinds of numbers. The minimum deposit, like we said, is 5 MATIC. After launch of the project, daily profit will increase by 0.5% every day for new deposits. The daily profit of Plan 3 is random between 4 and 12%. So just keep that in mind. That's why I did not personally jump into Plan 3 myself. Again, I went the route of Plan 1 and Plan 4. Hold bonuses. Users will receive a 0.1 daily profit bonus on holding dividends and do not withdraw. Max holding bonus is 2%. It will be applied to plans 1, 2, and 3, and not on that fourth one. So since you can withdraw anytime on these three, if you choose to hold, then you're gaining an additional percentage on your investment every single day. Withdrawal and reinvest is available for any time on those plans. Users can withdraw all dividends or reinvest a specific share of dividends. Users can reinvest between 20 and 100% of the dividends. When users reinvest, they get an extra 0.5% daily profit bonus only on plans 1, 2, and 3. And again, that is because you can withdraw those anytime. The reinvested amount will increase by 2%. Withdrawal will reset the holding bonus. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, they're trying to incentivize you to go ahead and reinvest after you've received your dividends, right? So they also have this referral system. So the contract pays an 11% referral commission over 4 levels. You have level 1, which is 5%, level 2, which is 3%, level 3, which is 2%, and level 4, which is an additional 1%. Some notes here: referral should be an active user. It means that the referral address has to have at least 1 deposit. So their referral system, much like a lot of these other daily ROI platforms, you have to have at least 1 deposit to be able to have access to your referral link. And essentially with these referrals, they are incentivizing people or rewarding them for helping grow that smart contract balance, because as we know, the smart contract balance here is paid out from dividends of new users. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone thus far. I just wanted to quickly put out this video in regards to polystaker because it's so early. As we can see here, the contract balance is starting to grow, so I want to get this out as soon as possible. Other than that, guys, I think that about wraps up the video for today. We got a couple more coming out today as well, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, guys, make sure that subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell notification, and if you could punch that like button for the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. Overall, thank you so much for tuning in today, and we will catch you on the next one.